minute late. I was actually finishing up a lesson 39 in Course in Miracles. I've mentioned before, this book, the lessons, the study, has been a constant for me since the early 1990s. I sort of laid it aside in the 2010s, not because it wasn't meaningful or pertinent to my life anymore, but I thought after that many years of studying, after finally going through the workbook and reading the text, 365 lessons, 600 and whatever pages in the text, take an entire year, 2008, to commit that I will finally work through this. It's tough because it works on diminishing our sense of attachment to the ego, and the last thing the ego ever wants to do is relinquish itself, because it likes to think that it's in charge. And it is, as long as we allow it. So give me 1 second, guys. I'm bringing up my desktop. We got a friend right here. Ryan, how are you? Says, hey, Eric, I'll be in here for you. Just having a few tests, then I'll be back. Yeah, on the ward. Man, sending out prayers to you, my friend. Don't know the details. Don't need to know the details unless you wish to share them. All I need to know is this is a hard time for you, and I'm here. Support, sending love, sending prayers, sending energy. Rye says they need to make a quick phone call to the council, see if they can help me out with food, etc. Hey, when you're back, I need to remember if you have PayPal or even a Venmo link. Our friend Jacob Sear, Jacob says, greetings and blessings to you all. It's a like button for our brother, Mr. Yogi. Big salute to you all. Thank you for that, Jacob. Sorry I missed your live stream today, but I did catch the replay. Man, you put in some big work, as usual. Especially after yesterday's session. Yesterday's session in the sun, and man, a ton of pull-ups. Well done. So yeah, working through the Course in Miracles has been a mainstay along with my practice of yoga and studying some other things as well. Hey Jacob, are you subscribed to our friend Rai420, Ryan? Just give me a quick second. Catching up on a few things. Seeing if any of the friends might be live. I think maybe. I'm wondering if our friend Burpee Reaper is waiting. Jacob says, thank you, brother, Mr. Yogi. You're welcome, my friend. I think maybe, I don't know for sure. I haven't talked to him today. The Burpee Reaper might be waiting to see if Mir shows up. And getting to 1K so he can dedicate a routine. Jacob says, yes, I am. Awesome. I knew you would be. You don't let these opportunities slip by. If you see someone that, shows up on a regular basis and you're not subscribed, that's what you do. Sometimes I come into the live streams with a lot on my mind and find myself unable to express everything So I think it might be better you just let all those thoughts and ideas go of how you want it to be. See what happens. See, what people present, where the conversation goes. Uh, Last couple live streams, we just sort of teetered along the edge um, of politics, which I have a tendency to avoid, sort of. Our friend Ryan is back. Rye 420, Eric and Jacob. Jacob says, if I can help, then I'm going to help out. Man, that's an awesome message, Jacob. And you know what? You demonstrate it. Every day you demonstrate it, which is even more important. It reminds me of Gandhi when he was asked by an interviewer, by a reporter. This is when he got out of prison after an extended hunger strike. And he was asked, do you have a message for the people? And he said, my life is my message. That's Jacob right there. His life is his message. He lives his life with kindness, compassion, integrity, commitment, intensity. That's for sure. We got a salute from Ryan. Our friend Seth is here. Seth says, what's going on here? We're just talking, seeing where the conversation goes. Anything you want to throw in? Depeche Mode. Man, I had a girlfriend's younger sister. It's actually Derpesh is what here. Who actually loved Depeche Mode. Slept out to get tickets to see him in concert. This was in 1990 or 1991, I think. Depeche Mode says, Eric, he seems the type that experimented with guys in college. Nah. For one, I only went to community college. That would sort of be ridiculous. Go to community college and experiment with men. It'd sort of be I don't know. Not a cliche. What's the word I'm looking for? So, Ryan says, keep up the great work, Jacob. Love your videos. You motivate me. Yeah, he definitely motivates all of us. Jacob says, say to Seth and hate to Depeche Mode. Says, thank you, Brother Ryan. Truly appreciate it. Much love and respect. Big salute. Hey, Ryan, what I wanted to ask is, do you have PayPal or even Venmo that might be easier to, or GoFundMe? GoFundMe would be awesome. Depeche Mode says you handle that quite well. Yeah, there's no reason not to, For one, I'm not gay, so why would it bother me? For two, if I was gay, I'd be okay with being gay. And three, you know what, man, life is just too, I don't want to say life is too short. Life is as long as it's supposed to be. But there's too much joy to get upset over something that I shouldn't be upset over. You know what I mean? I actually think you know exactly what I mean. Whenever I see people who come in and say stuff like that, I always think that they're actually doing me a favor, doing a service. I get to relax and laugh, Let's see. Matthew says, are you familiar with the teachings of Krishna and Vedic philosophy? I am. Studied it for a very long time, but I would hardly call myself an expert by any means, because I think it's a lifetime of study. I've had some teachers, but I'm not the greatest student. I probably read the Bhagavad Gita once a year and have forever, as well as some of the other Vedic philosophy teachings. I'm also, as I was mentioning at the beginning of the conversation, a student of A Course in Miracles, which some people consider American Vedic or American Buddhist. It's definitely a non-duality for the Western mind. Jacob drops, I think, 4. Teach Macintosh, right? Seth McIntosh. Sorry, my friend. Seth, sorry. Why do you have to go to college for that? That's a good point. You certainly don't have to. Let's see. Ryan says I have a PayPal, but don't know how to do it, Eric. Wonder, let's see who comes in the chat. Maybe we'll have some smarter people than me who might be able to help you figure it out. Seth said they're projecting. Yeah, that could be. Although, I talk an awful bit about this. We're all projecting, in a way. We're creating the world that is of our perception. And we don't perceive reality, we perceive our version of reality, and we project it out in the world. And then we go about living it, and we get upset that other people aren't living the same projection that we are. And then we get pretty upset about it. Our friend Flower is here. Seth says, I don't know why I'm having trouble saying Seth. Law of Running, what's that about? Man, it's a big book that has everything to do with running, from training for sprints all the way to ultra marathons. If you ever need to know anything about running, that is the book. It's been around forever. Maybe in some regards it might be slightly outdated, but hey, if you needed help running 100 miles 20 years ago, the same help you got from the book then is going to help you now. Our friend Laradox is here. And our friend Flower is here. Flower, how are you? Laradox, how are you? Let me bring up Laradox's channel. And Seth says, that's where I'm having trouble. It's Seth says. Seth itself comes out okay. Yeah, reality is subjective. We could see that from so many different ways. You know what I mean? Our friend William is here. Hey, Yogi. William, how are you? That reality itself isn't subjective, but our perception of reality is subjective. That, you know, many people would say, this is a line from A Course in Miracles, that only love is real. Anything that's not love is an illusion. So we see whatever is subjective, whatever is changing or changeable, can't be love itself and can't be reality. Matthew says, that's interesting, man. A friend of mine led me to the Bhagavad Gita, astrology, and the core teachings of esoteric philosophy. Nice. Bhagavad Gita is a life manual. You can just keep studying it forever, and you always get something deeper and something new. I've been reading, I do a 5 a.m. reading from interpretation of the Tao Te Ching, change your thoughts, change your life. And I always mention I was given a copy of the Tao, or a copy of Alan Watts's The Watercourse Way, which is about the Tao, as well as his book on Zen, 1981, from a girlfriend's mom. And it just blew me away, changed my life. The rest of my life was devoted to understanding all of that in different ways. It wasn't soon after my girlfriend broke up with me, and I was devastated that I would never get to talk to her mom again. It turns out, though, I was wrong about that, because through the magic of Facebook, I'm friends with virtually every ex-girlfriend and sometimes their mom, and get to continue relationships in some way, however they unfold in life. Paradox says, I heard you in your live stream, Flower, and you sounded American. She has excellent English, doesn't she? Oh, Seth said running. I thought it said ruining. Yeah, you can barely see it. Actually, good eyes, by the way. Jacob says, hey to Brother Laradox. Jacob drops my link. Thank you, Jacob. Laradox says, I lost the sub. You might not have lost the sub so much as, maybe it was a bot, or maybe they, I don't know, maybe they left YouTube. You didn't lose anything that's really going to affect you. So, guys, if you're not subscribed to Laradox, he needs a new sub. 2 new subs. 1 to get back to even, 1 to put him over. Laradox says, my videos are only getting like 1K views at the most. Don't do it for the views. Do it because you love putting out content. I keep suggesting, take it for what it's worth, put your stuff, put Laradox, the authentic Laradox, put that out there. Our friend Alana is back. Alana, how are you? Matthew says, love Alan Watts. I do too. And I love the fact that he described himself as an entertainer, a trickster, that, hey, if you're taking him seriously, then don't. He's just giving you a version. Laradox says, what is Taoism? Taoism, officially, spelled with a T, Chinese language, is, it's not a philosophy, it's not a religion. The Tao translates to the way. So it's the way, the Tao Te Ching. It is the way, the book of life. D actually, T-E, means small virtue. I actually just put that in a video on a tiny little frog that I filmed the other day. It's a book on living the way of life, natural, close to nature, expressing our authentic self. It's well worth studying. I have, again, since 1981. Alana says, my name is Alana. Flower says, you sounded American. You did sound American. Laradox says, Alana, can you check out my YouTube channel? Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. You'll get there. Seth says, well, to a certain extent, in quantum physics, atoms have been observed changing behavior when viewed, but that could be a whole other can of worms. Man, I love reading, Matthew says it's called quantum entanglement, Seth. I love reading quantum physics. I understand none of it. But for some reason, I find myself really happy when I'm reading it. Of course, I also love reading interpretations of quantum physics that some people, some actual quantum physicists get upset about. Deepak Chopra puts his spin of Vedic consciousness on quantum physics, and man, do the quantum physicists get all up in arms. However, if you've all seen Oppenheim, that he quoted from the Bhagavad Gita for a reason. He was a student of Vedic thought, as was quite a few other of the original founding fathers of quantum physics. Don't think that's really a coincidence. Lana says she's good. Awesome. Laradox says, I'm always getting comments on my comment section saying that you might be the most heartwarming and humble person to ever exist. I know they're bots. You might be, though. Can't have an accurate comparison. We could do a poll, I think. Lana says, where do you live? I live in state of Maryland. Seth says, yeah, thanks, Matt. Perfectly said, Matthew. The infinite consciousness observing its own creation and being. I don't understand why modern physicists have taken the turn more towards the materialistic when they literally see the immaterialism of the universe itself, of all of creation, Flower says, I'm trying to reach 1,000, and that is going to take a while. For now, 100 is closer. Yeah, we need to get you back up to 100. I know you hit it once. Dardock says, another sign of bots is the 18 plus highly inappropriate content that they have on their profile. Flower says, I'm running out of ideas. Do more flower stuff. The stuff that makes you happy. Do some drawings. Do some, display your artwork. I know you don't want to do your Therian, am I saying that right? Therian stuff yet. But, man, that's part of who you are, Flower. Be proud of it. Put it out there. Paradox says, bots are annoying. Yeah, I guess they can. Flower says, I guess I can post edits, but yeah. Alana, yesterday you came in and you were 5 months pregnant. That is a big jump. That's 4 months in a single day. That's absolutely amazing, my friend. The next time you come and visit, it's going to be in grade school. And the day after that, your kid's going to be driving, and then college. Or is that a typo? Runner Boy says, just back from work. What's up? Not much, Runner Boy. How are you? How's the lifting going? Flower says, Yogi, did you stay till the end? Is this a new live stream? Or an old live stream? Is it the one, the last? I didn't see anything new. So I'm sorry that I missed it. Give me a second, guys. Nardox is cool to Alana. Nardox says, remember, everyone only get pregnant when you're married. Or if you're a single mom who's capable of taking care of your child. Runner Boy says, Alana, last I streamed, he said you were 5 months. So, yeah, that's what I noticed. Could have been a typo. And she could have a really fast metabolism. Nardox says, no, Alana, I'm sorry. No, you're actually pregnant. Do you want to be the uncle of my baby? And on YouTube. Nardox, Flower, you're a Therian. Runner Boy says, I've never had a bot comment yet. I don't know if I have or not. I reply to them all the same. Seth said, I don't think it's immaterial to them. But when we get down to it, it's emptiness, infinite emptiness. So how could it be anything other? And yet, it still has the capacity for creation itself. So how can it not be the very basis for consciousness, the absolute? We could even say God. Sorry, guys. For anyone new, I gotta mention I'm pretty slow on my reading. Seth says, heck, I'm just trying to get some YouTubers to check out my art store. Seth, I'm going to go up on your channel here. And I'm going to subscribe. There you go. Hey, I'm happy to check out anything you put up, my friend. Flower says, Therodox says it will ruin your life. In most cases, maybe not. Hard to make those general sweeping statements. Matthew says, Taoism to a great extent seems to express the same theme that keeps emerging in modern spiritual school of thought. And that is a single consciousness expressing itself as infinite forms. Yeah, and they simplify it so well. Just, the name itself, the way. And beginning with the Tao that can be told is not the true Tao. And we can use other language. The God that can be described is not the true God. Love that can be described is not true love. Paradox says, remember, don't make abortions unless that is your choice to do so. I don't advocate anything one way or the other. I advocate that everyone has the right to make the decision with their body. And then I leave it at that. And I don't debate people who have an opposite view. However, I think it's important, when you do have blanket statements put out there, to offer the alternative. Life isn't that simple to say, this is it. This is what you should do. This is what you should do because I said you should do it. And I say that you should do it because someone else told me that you should do it. And I believe them. Laradox is subscribed to our 9-month pregnant friend Laradox, or Alana. Thanks for dropping that link, Laradox. Laura says abortion is okay if you aren't ready for a child. Or got essayed? I don't know what that is. All right, let me get caught up here. I'm sorry, I apologize. Ryan says, thanks, Eric. I managed to find the PayPal link. Appreciate it. Yep, if you post it up there, or I don't know how viable it is to do like a Venmo number. I'm always making awful mistakes putting stuff out that I'm told I shouldn't put out there. I'm a pretty trusting person. And GoFundMe works well as too. I'll be checking it out in a bit, Ryan. Warner Boy says, lifting terrible, completely failed today's benching, but going live tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you live. Now, when you say failed, do you mean it didn't happen? It didn't go up? Or it just wasn't what you wanted to be? It didn't feel as good? Paradox says, Lana is trolling, but doesn't know it. Alana says, yes, maybe she does know it. Flower says, I'm dying. I've never seen you be sarcastic. I honestly try not to be sarcastic. Which isn't easy. I think I'm probably, Mocha would say I'm a natural smartass. She might leave off the smart. Let's see. The actual YouTube channel is Firecat Custom. Are you capable of dropping a link? Or is it in your about section? Feel free to share whatever you guys want as far as your own content or what you're hoping to do, what you're hoping to create. Let's see. Runner Boy says if you apply to bots, you can get banned. YouTube has said that, so be careful. Well, what if you don't know it's a bot? How can you be punished for simply not knowing? Paradox says Alana could be a time traveler. That's a possibility. It could be true. Excellent point, Paradox. Let's see. Matthew says, I think the reason why quantum physicists take a more materialistic view is that they are viewing reality from the mind state. Man, that's a really good point. I agree. In yoga, they call it the kleshas, yoga psychology. Kleshas are called the mind afflictions. We're caught up in the mental chatter, the pattern. 5 of them. We project our attachments, we project our aversions, we project our fear of death, we project our belief that we are a small, limited ego, and we are ignorant of the fact that we are controlled by those 5 afflictions and that we're projecting them out into the world, and then we're living our life in that world and we're wondering why it sucks. And yoga is the path of awakening from that, as is Buddhism, as is the Tao. We can even say mystical Christianity is the same, which is why Meister Eckhart, the 12th century Christian mystic, said the eye in which I see God is the same eye in which God sees me. Course in Miracles is a shortcut path to awakening, where it tells you forgive the illusions. Don't forgive other people, don't forgive yourself. You forgive the illusions. You see the innocence of the other people, that they are just projecting their mind stuff out there. They're creating their own world of suffering. If you forgive them, you're simply forgiving the ego. Look past the ego, see that they don't know any better. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Seeing the innocence of the person, and then you forgive them. Or you forgive the illusion of them. Lardak says, that's deep, Matthew. And says, okay, Runner Boy, thanks for the tip. Lon is going to bed. Rest well, my friend. See, I'm going to cut and paste Firecat custom. Lardak says, and then I'll put it in the search engine in just a minute. As soon as I catch up, if I'm capable of catching up. Let's see, Lardak says, a baby won't ruin your life, but the task of keeping it would never have an abortion. Better said would be Lardak should never have an abortion because that's his point of view. However, it is not his right to put that point of view on someone else. Someone else might see things differently from the vantage of their life point, where they are, what they're capable of doing. It's not us to judge. And actually, Lardak knows better because he talks of practicing non-judgment. So to truly practice non-judgment is to not judge. Occasionally make a mistake, but then realizing you made a mistake and going back to not judging. Flower says, I don't think anyone would want a child of a sexual assaulter. Maybe, maybe not. You know, again, I stay out of these issues because I don't know. And it's not for me to inflict my opinion, which is only my opinion, upon someone else. I don't even take my own opinion that seriously because it's just thoughts and it's changeable. It's not me, it's just thoughts. Let's see, Lardak says, and I know that it's someone's choice to commit an abortion, but I wouldn't recommend it. You see, that I can get behind. That, in Laradak's opinion, he wouldn't recommend it. Absolutely fine. Flower says, when I read your statement above, it clicked. I figured out what it was. Thank you for that. Laradak says, Yogi, just to let you know that even though we don't agree on some things, I hope it doesn't get in the way of our friendship. Not at all. Wouldn't get in the way at all. Don't delete other people's messages. Thank you, Seth. I appreciate that. Let's see. Flower says, no, not, it's sexual assault. Alana says, I love your bookshelf. Thank you. I am partial towards it myself. Got another one on this side, one in the hallway. I got stacks and stacks of books in the next room. The room down the hall, several cases downstairs, several cases in the basement. This is a house that I grew up in. I moved back after my divorce to take care of my mother, dying of Alzheimer's with my father. When my mother passed away, my father was recovering from a stroke, so I became his caregiver. And my brother and I inherited the house. We decided to split expenses as we're both old, um, neither one of us want to work a whole lot. So I have all the books. Some, I brought with me. Some I had here anyway. Ryan says, I appreciate you. GoFundMe is for something like charity or an event. I can't do a GoFundMe for donations for food, etc. From when I'm out of the hospital, but I truly appreciate y'all. I will, I'll definitely find a way to help, either the PayPal or if you know, my email address is on my community page on my channel. Just a little, it's Eric McCarty 65 at, don't laugh at it, AOL.com. Everyone AOL, and they're like, man, how long have you had that? I've had it for a long time. And it'd definitely be easier to Venmo. Eric says, yes, Slow Flower, but my aunt was actually sexually abused by my uncle before he just left. Seth says, it is what it is. Trying to water the word down doesn't make it less horrific. That's absolutely true. Absolutely true. Flower says she's speechless. Leodoc says, Yogi, I'm about to fix it because it's not working for me right now. But trust me, you're not going to believe me when you're possibly, maybe, going to get the single biggest, most greatest donation from me. You know what, Paradox? Two things. I have your friendship, which is a huge donation, and I very much appreciate it. And you've been a great friend through months and months now. Again, I really, really appreciate it. And two, you donate your time and your attention to my live streams as well as to my videos. That's an awesome donation. And I don't take it for granted at all. None of you, any of you guys, just here keeping me company. Reminds me of Ram Dass when he was asked the meaning of life, and he said, we are all just walking each other home. You guys are walking me home. Hopefully, I'm walking you guys home too. Paradox says, sorry, Yogi, I won't delete other messages, but the word rape reminds me of what my aunt had to go through. That's understandable. Understandable. Goldie says, hi there, lovely people. Hi there, lovely Goldie. So we can switch the conversation all the way around now. Goldie says, I've been listening for a while now. How's work going? Is this a 12-hour day? Oh, finishing up. Nice. Alana says, sorry to hear that. I believe. Laradox says, Yogi, sorry for your losses. Thank you for that. You know what? Losses for sure, great, great gifts. The gifts my mother taught me through 10-year battle with Alzheimer's. When you see someone losing essential stuff every day, and yet holding on to this deep, deep authenticity of beingness is absolutely amazing. And it helped me really solidify kindness, compassion, and patience. Our friend Eric Point is here, and Eric says, hey everyone, Eric, how are you? Walking with Goldie says, Lana, I've been in your position. No matter what you choose will come with sacrifice. This is true. Very much true. Now, to be fair, Lana hasn't been, she hasn't been talking about this whatsoever. Hasn't even been a conversation with her. Lana says, sorry for your loss. Thank you, my friend. Very much appreciated. Let's see. Runner Boy says, Ceci Global is live. She says to say hello from her. Thank you for that. Pass the message back on to her that I very much appreciated. I appreciate that, and hi to her. Sis said, yeah, Eric, that sounds sad, but it's good to have your brother, though. It is good to have my brother uh, and two cats, and not in any particular order. I still have my ex-wife. I say ex-wife as description, but the truth is, just like the Tao, the ex-wife that can be told is not the true ex-wife. Milka is not an ex anything in my life. She never has been. From the moment that we divorced to this morning, um, she has never been even close to being an ex in my life. It just changes in all kinds of different ways, and it's absolutely awesome. Therodox says, Yogi, how's 50 bucks? Um, it sounds like a lot from a young friend. You know what would be even better, Therodox? Take that 50 bucks and buy yourself something you're going to need for the upcoming school year. Buy your aunt a present. Buy your niece, right? It's your niece a present. Put it away for college education. Put it away for buying a car, because I know you're going to be getting your license soon. Save it for Christmas. Donate it to the charity of your choice. I love the sentiment, and I love you for wanting to do that, my friend. But I never want anyone to put themselves out for my sake. Alana says, that's right. Thanks, right? You're welcome, my friend. Runner Boy says, I'll donate the 51. I would give the same answer to Runner Boy. Man, you're going to have to buy some lifting chalk. You're going to need some new lifting shoes soon. You're probably going to need weightlifting belts. They last for a long time. Lardock says, it's all I have, but I promise if I can, I will donate $50. Runner Boy did not like that. Lardock says, I'll donate 52 bucks. I'll be honest with you. A dollar meditation is as meaningful and worthwhile as $50. Absolutely honest. Flower says, I need to say hello, but I don't really feel like looking through chat and finding names. You don't have to. Just do a hi, everyone from Flower. Hi, I'm thinking of you. Hi, chat. Eric says, let's see. To Flower, are you a Christian? Seth says, hi, Flower. See that? They're making it easy for you. Alana says, I'm sorry for your loss. I appreciate that, Alana. Flower doesn't follow any religion. I believe your parents are Buddhist, though, right? Alana says, you're welcome. Our friend Douglas is here. Douglas says, what's up? How much, Douglas? How are you? Nerdak says, fun fact, Flower, not taking part in any religion, doesn't appreciate my live and genuine compassion for you. Nicely said, Nerdax. Lana says hi to Douglas. Nerdax says, that said, I'd always try and not push, but lead someone to the path that I believe is right. That's the way to do it, Nerdax. Lead people there. Lead by example. You don't have to say a single word. If you live the life of your faith, genuine faith, if you took the words of Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, the Beatitudes, and you lived them, you displayed them in everything that you do, people would know, and they would be drawn to you. And when they're drawn to you, then you could say, this is how it is for me, guys. And then you've truly made a conversion. You can change someone's mind. You can argue, you can debate, and someone might see that, man, what a great debater. Awesome. Those words changed my life. But they're just words. But by faith, by actions, by acts, by the demonstration of your life, the demonstration of your love and your compassion, that changes everything. Now, here's the funny thing, Paradox. 90% of the time, I see you as a true loving, compassionate Christian. 10% of the time, you get really enthusiastic and you, I don't want to say you share too much. I don't know if you can share too much, but um, it can overstep bounds for some people. And that's just, you're young, you got a lot of energy, you got a lot of passion, you have your faith. So, we become better teachers in time. We become better teachers by making mistakes, but realizing the mistakes that we made. In my opinion, when I see your heart, when I see you backtrack, when you know that you might have overstepped, that you might have hurt someone's feelings, you backtrack and you apologize and you say, I didn't mean to do that. To me, that's huge. That tells me everything I need to know about Laradox. Laradox has the heart of a true and loving, compassionate Christian. I honestly think a lot of Christians could learn by his example. And I think you're going to become a better teacher as life goes on. We all do, because of our experiences. Let's see. Seth says that is some wholesome words. Laradox says, I actually got my restricted license already. I know you said you were driving with your aunt. You were practicing in the parking lot. Matthew says, sorry, my friends, I had to take a call. That's okay. Laradox says, Matthew, are you religious? Lana says, I got a new car. It's a BMW. Nice. It's a nice car. Don't know much about cars, but I always like the way BMWs look. They speak class without being overly flashy, which I can appreciate. Like sometimes I look at a Jaguar and I think, man, that's just sort of saying I got money. BMW sort of says I have money, but it hasn't gone to my head. Laradox says Lana keeps adding to her life. Matthew says I am not. However, I am deeply spiritual and have an intimate relationship with God, or my higher self, you could call it. Nice. I've talked about that with Laradox before, my own deep relationship with God in every aspect, with God in the aspect of Jesus, with God in the aspect of Krishna, with God in the aspect of Shiva. I have a deep, meaningful, personal relationship where I can actually turn myself towards, and I never regret when I'm able to live my life from that expression. I often, if not always, regret when I find myself living my point, living my life through the aspect of the ego, which after 40 plus years of practice, you would think would be less often than it is. But man, as I mentioned, the ego is nothing if not persistent. Lana says, I work in Marshall's. Marshall's is a department store, right? Lodak says, I meant love, not live. I thought so, but I didn't want to translate. Laura says, hi to Ryan and Alana and Matthew and Runner Boy. There's Flower. Don't feel like you need to step up, Flower. We all have days where we just don't feel like doing the same thing we did the day before. Laradox says, I think life is a journey, and from what I believe, Jesus is waiting at the end for certain people. Nice. Laradox. Flower says, hi, Sir Jacob. How far behind am I? Matthew says, I believe that we each called to find our relationship with our authentic identity through various paths, and no one right is more important or more valid than any other. Nicely said, Matthew. I agree with you on that. Laradox says, Yogi, by the way, I just wanted to say good job in general. Just good job. Thank you. Appreciate hearing that, Laradox. It's starting to rain outside. Laura says, hi to Depeche. Ryan says, Laradox, if you drop your link, I'll subscribe. Thank you, Ryan. Alana is in labor right now. I hope you are near a hospital. Laradox says, Yogi, if I do seem over compassionate, it is me trying my absolute best to, like I said, lead people in the direction in life that I personally believe, and it's never any hate towards anyone. I get that 100%, Laradox, and I see it, and I appreciate it at the same time. Whenever we disagree, it is only on, issues of allowing other people to make their way, wherever that might be. And it might be making their way towards what you're saying, or it might be making their way towards living a life of the Tao Te Ching or yoga, whatever. And none of them have to be, as Matthew was saying, none of them have to be mutually exclusive. Yoga's been a mainstay of my life for virtually forever. Obviously, I love all the yogic texts, all the yogic classics, from the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads, the Shiva Sutras. I love reading the Tao Te Ching, which is Chinese philosophy. I'm a student and teacher of A Course in Miracles. I say student teacher because, as the Course said, we are all teachers. We're all teachers of love. And we teach what we most need to learn. So we're teachers and students at the same time. Flower, thank you. Flower drops Laradox's link. And Laradox drops Laradox's link. Laradox says he was practicing driving in the parking lot of my school. Nice. Alana says, thanks, my friend. You're welcome. Our friend Barb is here. Barb is in our prayers. Man, she was in a lot of pain this morning. I knew something was up because she joined me for my 5 a.m. live stream. Barb is not a morning person. I hope you got through to your doctor, and they've been able to help. Laradox says, dang, it's a gold mine in Yogi's stream. Just more friends to connect to me. I got to say, Laradox, you always return the favor. You connect to everyone, as many people as you're capable of. Admirable quality, my friend. Lana says, hi to Laradox. She is going into labor. You are amazingly, amazingly calm. Laradox says, Lana, how old are you? Flower says, hi, Miss Barb. Laradox says, are you married? Lana is 47. Our friend Wolf is here. Wolf says, oh, let's see. Flower says, Sir Lewis is live. Hey, if anyone wants to drop a link for the Burpee Reaper, and if they want to spend some time there, I'll be live for another half an hour or more. Let's see, I'm missing some people. Seth said I actually need to write some blogs, but I'm still listening. Man, I've been keeping a blog myself for like 26 years. Matthew says, Eric, it was nice to meet you, and you're an authentic soul, my friend. I have subscribed and look forward to seeing you again in the future. Thank you, Matthew, and I feel absolutely the same with you. I'm going to make sure that I am subscribed to your channel. And it was nice meeting you. Just want to make sure that, I have that connection, so I will subscribe. I'm going to catch up here. Therodox says, Yogi, I have a gay friend. I think I've told you that before. You definitely did tell me that. Said she was one of your best friends, right? Barb says, okay, trying to find out what they gave me to have the allergic reaction. Did you go, well, I guess you can't go off of it until you find out what it is. You said it was around around where the surgery was, so topical? Therodox says, I don't support it like I always say. You actually could support it and still be 100% fully committed Christian if you went by the actual words in the New Testament itself. Therodox says, that's creepy. Right when you said it, it's starting to rain outside. I heard a huge thunderclap. Wow. Synchronistic is how they would say it. A meaningful coincidence. Lana says, yes, she is. Matthew says, I read that. Therodox says, low flower on her villain arc. Flower could never be on a villain arc. Flower gives me complete hope for the future. Our friend MF Dredson is here. Dredson, my friend, how are you? Matthew says, well, so my friend, we are all the master as well as pupils. As well as the pupil. Definitely. And man, it becomes more and more evident to me as my life goes on. Give up believing that I know so much, be a perpetual student, and through that very act of being a perpetual student, you start to teach more and more people. It's a paradox. It's a beautiful paradox. Therodox says, I also drove on the road with her. How, you feeling comfortable driving? It took me a long time to get comfortable driving. And then the last few years, it's totally reversed itself, and I no longer feel comfortable driving. All right, I'm going to see if I can get caught up. Lana says, it's a little girl. Miracle of life. Congratulations, Lana. Therodox says, I go by New and Old Testament. Well, but why would you? If you're just going by the teachings of Jesus, not to get into it. I personally find, I do love the story of Genesis. I do love the Psalms. I do love the Song of Solomon. But I personally find the teachings of Jesus himself to be the most meaningful in all of the Bible. Just the teachings of Jesus himself. I think that's really all you need to live a loving and beautiful life. Brian says, sub to Wolf. Awesome. In the Gnostic texts, Yeshua says, do not therefore refer to me as master, because that which is infinite is not subject to mastery. Nice. Love that statement. Alana says, this is Alana's mom. She said to text you because she said she had a baby. It was a girl. Nice. Congratulations to Alana. Thank you for stopping by, Alana's mom. Let's see. Barb has dropped a link. Jacob has dropped some links. Dropped a link for Wolf. Nice. And the link for Therodox has dropped. It is what it is link. He's at 962. He was at 975. I believe. Or was it 9:50 last time? I don't remember. Maybe this evening we can push him up. Hey, if you guys are not subscribed to our friend God Above All, the Burpee Reaper, Lewis, definitely do so. Let's see. So you want me to send a picture of the baby? I don't know if it's if you can do that on YouTube. Can you? Aerodoc says my trans friend had a cat that is 18 years old, but died a couple months ago. I'm sorry to hear that. My cats are 12. We actually adopted them from a shelter when they were 10. They were sisters. I don't know anything about their previous life, except that they were sisters. They had been together for 10 years. They were bonded. And the lady at the shelter said she was afraid they were going to be separated. No one seemed to want them, but she thought maybe someone would want one and not the other. And they told that to Mocha, and Mocha told it to me. And I said, well, in that case, I guess I now have 2 cats to share a home with. Lordak says it says she's gay, but she's actually trans. Flower says, whoa, 18? What did I miss? 18 what? Ryan says, hey, Wolf and Jacob, appreciate you, brother. Give me a second here, guys. Hey, Ryan, I added you on a moderator. Feel free to drop your link. Feel free to drop any information that you want. And share anything that you want. Or if you want, I can share. I don't know much. I just know that difficult time for you. That's all I need to know, is that it's a difficult time for you. And I'd love to help, and I know other people would step up and help as well. Let's see. Barb says, betadine scrub. I hope that helps. Eric Point says, hey to Ryan. Flower says, so now she identifies as a male. Eric says, hey to Barb and Wolf. Alana says it's a girl. Congratulations to the friend. Evan S says, you ever feel like you're not where you're supposed to be in life? I have. I no longer feel that way. But I have. I might say I spent a large portion of my life feeling that way, and that my life was devoted to finding out where I was supposed to be. And here's the great, great discovery. It was exactly where I was the entire time. Nowhere else. That's the hardest and easiest realization we come to in life. Paradox says, my name is Luke Johnson. I mean, you mentioned your name was Luke before. I definitely won't tell anyone. Reaper says, I try my best to motivate. You certainly do. You know what? That's funny. Funny that you say that. Brian says, Burpee Reaper, hope all is well. Burpee Reaper, our friend Lewis, it is what it is. The champ, Mr. Five Pump, says he tries his best to motivate. You know what? I'm going to contradict Burpee Reaper. I know he does try. However, Burpee Reaper just motivates. He doesn't have to try. He shows up. We're talking about authentic people. Burpee Reaper is one of the most authentic people I know. He just comes out there. He does what he feels he's supposed to do. He puts in massive, massive reps. He stops the camera. He comes up and he talks to you and he says, guys, I'm not special. You can do the same thing. You can do more. You can do less. You can do the same. Find your path and walk it. And I'll support you. And he does. Everyone who comes in. You know what? You can come in and start trolling him. And then you get inspired and you stop trolling, and he'll treat you the same way. He'll treat you with respect and say, now we got that silliness out of the way, let's get down to business. This is how you do it. So, in the burpee community, biggest sign of respect is a salute, and salute to the Burpee Reaper. He not only does his best to inspire, he inspires just by being himself. Let's see. Wolf says, Zardox, if you want to be private with your real name, don't put it in the chat. That's broadcasting it everywhere. This is true, Wolf. Excellent advice. Barb says, just got news. Doctors will be able to see me at 3 p.m. today. Awesome. That's only, what, an hour? Thank God, I really need some help. Blessings, one and all. Man, Barb was in so much pain this morning, 5 o'clock. My heart went out with her. My heart went out to her. I kept her in mind during my walk. Reaper says, thank you, Eric. You're welcome, my friend. We got some, not really emojis from Laradox, but little tiny stuff. Evan says, how did you find out? Oh, man, the hardest path of all, simply living my life. Going down every wrong path imaginable, be it drugs, be it alcohol, be it bad relationships, working jobs that I knew were a dead end, knew that I didn't want to do, being my absolute unauthentic self, until finally you give it all up and you say, I don't want any of this anymore. I just want to be. And when you find that point of silence, then you're there. Then you've arrived. But my hard path does not have to be your hard path. You can take an easier path. Explore your life through some mystical traditions that call to you. Explore your life through Taoism or through yoga or through Christianity or through A Course in Miracles, which some might say is a version of Christianity. For me, it uses Christian language, but it's not Christianity. And devote yourself to that path. Devote yourself not just to Christianity, but the deepest aspects of Christianity. Get to the essence of it. What is it that Jesus is trying to tell you? What is it that Buddha is trying to tell you? What is it that the Tao is trying to tell you? And then let all that go too. Let all of that go. Every philosophy. You've accumulated it. Now live your life authentically. Who is Evan? Who is Evan? Here's the obvious answer. I don't know. Now you're there. You don't know. And that means you're absolutely free to be whatever Evan is. You don't need to know. You're not supposed to know. Every avenue of self-inquiry leads you to the I don't know mind. I don't know. Life is lived in the uncertainty of it all. Embrace the uncertainty and you're absolutely free. You're liberated. Matthew says, I must go, but I really got something from that conversation, and I would love to be able to have a phone conversation with you one day, Eric. You're making your contribution to the Rising Flame, my friend. Thank you for that. I'd love to have a conversation with you. If you're on Facebook, you can look me up at Eric McCarty. I'd love to chat. We could FaceTime. Jacob drops the link for Burpee Reaper. Thank you for that. Matthew says, you're a Promethean figure, my brother. That's kind of you to say. Reaper says, Eric will let you know about the vanilla vegan shake in your 2 p.m. live. I have high expectations for it because it's one, it's vegan, two, it's vanilla. Evan says, I took the path that you explained, everything you said, and I'm sick of it. That's the starting point. When you start abandoning all that stuff, now you're at the starting point. Reaper says, Jacob, aka Goku. Goku, right? Let's see. Therodex says, to Evan, I subscribe to you. It makes you feel better. It's a nice gesture. And that reminded me. Thank you, Therodex. It reminded me to subscribe to our friend Evan as well. Let's see. Reaper says, Evans, you okay? Therodex says his finger's locking up right now. I don't know why. You've been out exercising. Might be slightly dehydrated. Might be in need of some minerals, a little bit of sodium. Barb says, hey, Reaper's hug. Wolf says, Evan, you must find your own way. There is no way, no one way for each individual. 100% Wolf. Therodex says, I looked up the cause. It's overworking. Think maybe from basketball. Hey, just like that, I'm caught up. I'm caught up just in time because I need to use the restroom. According to Eric Lapointe and supported, these are unsubstantiated rumors, by the way. According to Eric Lapointe and supported, this conspiracy theory is supported by our friend the Burpee Reaper. They believe that I go off camera to drink a beer, take a toke, smoke a cigarette, probably scratch myself, and who knows what else. It is an unsubstantiated rumor. They can't prove anything. It's not true unless there's a picture, and I'm certainly not going to post a picture. Don't believe everything just because his name is Eric. Just because he's the Yogi lumberjack of Connecticut. Just because you might be intimidated by the awesomeness, the overpowering power of the Burpee Reaper working his burpee voodoo magic on you. Don't believe everything that they tell you. In the amount of time that I said all of that, I actually could have gone to the bathroom and been back. So, having said that, I'm going to be right back. Let's see. Flower says she's going to make a community post, face reveal. Only stay on for a few minutes. Make sure you let us know when you do so, Flower. Although, we did see your face once in your live stream, which was pretty cool. All right, I got to go to the bathroom. All right, guys. Apologize for that. How far behind did I get? Seth says, Hill, if the man wants to take a toke, he has the right to take a toke. I agree. It's been a while, though. Not as long as some might think. Long enough. Made a bit of a comeback. I went decades without. When I quit drinking, when drinking left me, probably a better way of saying it, I gave up everything. I largely gave up smoking pot in the 1980s as it just wasn't fun anymore. It made me paranoid. And I started drinking heavily, destructively. So I had no need to smoke pot, although at parties every once in a while. 5 years or so ago, someone suggested it to alleviate some of the stressors of being a caregiver. But what I found was I'd much rather be a caregiver and be fully committed and aware than to look for an escape route. I don't need to escape to care for someone. So Matthew says, thank you for the advice. However, I have no fear reaching out, and it's always worth a try. I agree. Absolutely agree. It is always worth a try. Jacob says, blessings, and see you guys soon. Gonna go out and go work for a little bit. Thank you for spending some time here, Jacob. Thank you for your hard work, my friend. Flower says, Eric, can I see your shirt? Yes, I think. Right? It says Asheville. Asheville, North Carolina. It's got a bear on it. I love Asheville. But it was Mocha who took a trip there last year, just about a year ago. She wanted to take a trip by herself before she went to school. She was returning back to school. And of course, the standard tradition is do what you need to do. Just bring me back a shirt. So she did. I've been to Asheville quite a few times. I absolutely love Asheville. Beautiful mountain town. Jacob says, P.S. Mr. Brother Burpee Reaper, I'm going to try to not light my elbows out. Big salute to you. Seth says, after my daughter was born, I quit everything. Been sober almost 15 years. Nice. Yeah, it's been 26 years for me. No, 25 years for me. Well done, Seth. Matthew says, Eric, if you look back in the stream, left you my contact info. All right. I'm looking back. And I have not found it yet. I don't see it, Matthew. I know it shouldn't be too far back. Because I see the message about that you had to go and that you want to continue our conversation. Wolf says, Matthew, please don't post personal information in the chat. Weird, because I don't see it. Matthew? Wolf says, blessings to everyone. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Wolf. Sorry, Matthew, I don't see it. Eric says, I live in Asheville. You know, it's considered by some to be the vegan capital of the East. It's a beautiful mountain town. It's the home of Thomas Wolfe. CDP, nice name change. Stay strong, because I know your message anywhere. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay loving. Don't forget to hit the like for Eric. It's free. Thank you for that, my friend. Flower says hi to CDP. That's where I live, other than Hawaii. Flower says she posted her. I don't see your community page. I see a home, I see videos, I see shorts. So I might have missed it, Flower. Oh, there's community right there. Lovely young lady, my friend. Lovely young lady. Let's see. CDP says, hi, Flower. I changed my name from Custody to Fundre Protege. Everyone struggled. Anyways, stay awesome all. To be fair, I struggle with everyone's name. Flower says it won't stay for too long. It was nice seeing you, though. Lardoc says I'm in Hawaii right now, but I like my normal routine. Go back there every now and then. Matthew says it's sad when we worry more about what's in than reaching out to other souls to share light and inspiration. I agree. Laura says, Eric, did you get new glasses? He did get new glasses. Reaper says, okay, Jacob, just trying to help a brother out. Much respect. Yeah, I saw both you and Leo mention the, you said you were worried because he was knocking out his elbows pretty sharply. Our friend Kay is here. Says, hey, Yogi in chat. Kay, my friend, how are you? Let's see. Matthew says, one thing I can say that I have learned upon this journey is that we must not allow fear to govern our decisions. I agree with that. Most people don't realize how much fear is actually playing out through all of their lives. We live in a very fear-based society. It's prevalent, implicit in everything that we do. When you, through a process of meditation or self-inquiry, therapy in some cases, when you begin to see that we're living in a world of perception based upon our projections, now with that awareness, you can really start making some changes. This is why, you know, in A Course in Miracles, they urge us not to try to change our behavior, because it never works, but become aware of your behavior and change the thought system that is supporting that behavior, and then everything begins to change. Leo said so, says, good afternoon, Sir Yogi. Much love, brother. Thank you, Leo, my friend. How are you? Kay says, I hope all is well this morning. Let's see, Lardox says he has to go, but I'll see you next stream today, Yogi. Awesome, Lardox. Thanks for spending some time with me. Very much appreciate it. Lardox says, what's up, Yogi fam? Hope you guys are great. Have you worked out yet, Leo, or is that coming up? Kay says, absolutely, Lardox. She's working right now. Matthew says, fear is the opposite polarity of love. Perfectly said. Most people think that hate is the opposite of love. as it says in the Course of Miracles, that's not true. That love, actually, the opposite of love is fear. However, on a deeper level, how can all pervading reality have an opposite? So love doesn't truly have an opposite. However, we project what we think the opposite is into the world, and that's fear. And look at the world that we live in. If you want to fix the world, don't make a sign, don't protest, don't march. Nothing the matter with all of that. It doesn't change anything. How long have we been marching against war? And how many wars have there been since we started marching for war? How many protests have we had of one thing or another? And how little lasting changes. We've had protests in all over the world, and maybe some short changes have taken place, but then it goes back to the way it was. One authoritarian government just gives way to another authoritarian government. Sorry about that. However, when each person endeavors to change their own life by becoming aware of their own inner light, the love of which they are, then things begin to change, because people are drawn to that person and they say, what's the secret? And they say, awareness. Being aware of yourself as love, however it's expressed. And they do the same thing. They urge, get to know yourself. Get to know your projections and forgive your projections and live your life from that forgiveness. One person at a time. It's the only way to do it. Have a conversation with someone like Matthew. Have a conversation with everyone here who is living that message, their own authentic voice. Cody says, hi there, Matthew. Hi there, lovely. Flower. Are you done for the day, Goldie? Eric Point says, hey, Leo the Sledgehammer. Matthew says, agree, fear and love are only opposing spectrums that have a middle way. This is the law of polarity. Yeah, beautifully expressed through the yin-yang symbol in Taoism. One merging into the other, and then each has a dot of the opposite within each. Cody says, hi there, Laradox and Eric Point. Seth said, there's a guy on YouTube that says a lot of the same things. He's called the, what is that? The elitist? The elitist, sorry. Tells you two things. How bad my reading is, how bad my eyesight is. I'll have to look him up. Welcome with Goldie says, Eric McCarty, the exam tomorrow will be after your morning reading. So after. So you'll have some information by afternoon. Cody's on the tram, heading home. Glad your day is over. Glad that part of your day is over. Matthew says, my contribution to the chat today is analyze within your life how much love in various forms you are expressing and embodying. This is the sum of your relationship with God or your inner divinity. Hey, man, if that was the only contribution, that alone would be enough. But you've contributed quite a bit, my friend, because you've contributed to the actual conversation that we're talking about this stuff at all. So thank you. And that was beautifully said. Not to keep harping on A Course in Miracles, but I love the saying of we're capable of two things: projecting fear and navigating life through that projection, through the fear, or extending ourselves in love. And we extend ourselves in love by forgiving the illusion that fear is even possible. Reaper says, okay, family, I'm out. See you guys later. I'm going to be out in just a minute too. Get a salute from Eric Lapointe. Ryan says, later, Reaper. Are you guys all hooked up with Ryan, by the way? Seth said the alt list. I just added the hyphens. Okay. And caps to make it easier to read. If you hold the CRTL button and scroll the mouse wheel forward, it'll blow up the letters on the screen. I did not know that. Thank you. Now I just got to find out where the CRTL buttons are on my desktop. I know I have them. I know I've pressed them before. Almost positive. Cody says, thank you, Seth. You are very considerate. Very much thank you, Seth. I usually go by the old-fashioned, I write it down in my little book of stuff that I feel I need to write down. So I will definitely be visiting. Thank you. Thank you, Seth. Ryan says, I'm out also. I appreciate y'all. Have a great day, Eric and chat. Thank you, Ryan. Kay says, hello to Goldie, Eric, Rai, Lewis, Matthew, Seth, Leo, and Flower. Way to get everyone, Kay. Very nice. Seth says, you're welcome. All right. I think this is a good time to wrap things up, too. I'll be back in like a little over 2 hours. I go live 3 times a day, basically. Because why not? If you guys are around and you want to hang out, come on by. If you're busy, that's fine, too. However it works out. Let's see. Matthew says, you're welcome. Seth does. Matthew says, a pleasure meeting such a luminous soul. Thank you, my friend, and I feel much the same. Seth says, it's putting those two together that gets me. See, Eric, take care, Seth. Eric Point says, another great live. It was a lot of fun. Covered a lot of stuff. Ryan says, thank you for helping with PayPal also for the link. Bye, everyone. Hey, guys, check out Ryan's community page. If you guys feel that in any way you can help, definitely do so. Whenever we got a friend in need, let's see what we can do for him. I'm going to see everyone later. Seth says, I got it right that time. It actually flowed. I'm not going to try it again. Not for a little while. You're by far my favorite live streamer. Hey, thank you. That's a huge compliment. And I'm extremely honored and touched to hear you say that. I hope I can continue to earn that. I'm going to do my best. So, guys, Matthew, again, I couldn't find your information. If you can send it to me on my email, which is on my community page, ericmccarty65 at AOL.com, and I'll definitely respond. Seth says, for sure, my friend, take care. Goldie says, thank you for a lovely live and chat. Thank you, Goldie, for making it both lovely and livelier. Very much appreciated. Thank you, everyone for coming by, spending some time with me and saying hi. Again, I was telling Laradox when he was talking about donating some money. You guys are donating your time, your attention, more than enough, and it's greatly appreciated. Thank you, guys.